Rico, our fifth interview. You're the first
Yes, sir.
person who I've done a follow-up interview with 4 times since the first one. So,
Yes, sir.
I guess congratulations on that. I don't know if there's
Yes,
something to
sir.
congratulate about, but pretty cool to have you on.
I mean, to me, it's something to congratulate on and to something that's like, I guess, an achievement because consistency. That's what I want. And that's what I said in the first interview. I mean, look at here now, 5 interviews later or four, and we're still going. Still got new stuff to talk
Indeed.
about.
So, if people are tuning in for the first time and they haven't watched the 4 previous interviews, just to give some perspective, back on 4th of June 2023 was our very first interview. And back then you had made $3,000 in 1 month, I believe. And during our last interview was May 16th of 2024, which was about 4 months ago. You had made 30,000. So in a year's time, had made 30K at the age of 17, 18. What was it?
Yeah, 17. I'm
Yeah.
18 now, and I'm gonna be 19 in December.
So yeah, there you go. As a 17/18-year-old, made 30K. And now I've seen on your Instagram, Taco Man. What's that about?
Yeah, Taco Man. Yeah, Taco Man. It's something new that I'm trying to bring to my channel, just showing like different side hustles. So I literally like make like $500 a weekend, $1,000 a weekend, 500 each day, Saturday, Sunday, and I do it to chill with my dad, talk with him, and get content. So it's like a win-win, and I get paid on top of that. Just it's little money, but I see it more like chilling with my dad and getting the content more important than the actual money. So
Mhm.
yeah,
Okay, so sounds like something you do on the side, which
yeah.
implies, is there a main thing you're still doing?
Main thing I'm still doing is the personal brand, the YouTube channel, and UGC. And since our last interview, I've calculated everything and I made close to $55,000 from the real world.
Well. So basically,
Sir.
doubled what you made in a year almost within those past 4 months since last
Yes,
interview,
sir.
you could say.
And I'm going to double it. I'm going to double it. It's not even over yet.
Right. Again, it's exponential. As soon as things
Hmm.
start picking up, it's the start that's the hardest, and you've gone through that stage. So
Yep.
now, there you go. It's
Yes,
proof.
sir. Yes, sir. I know
Let's
it's crazy.
go to how's the YouTube channel going?
YouTube channel. I don't know if I've shown this yet. The YouTube channel's going pretty
Yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah. Last
Got a
time you
silver play.
showed 100K during the last interview.
Yes, sir. We about to hit 200K. That's our next milestone. We're about to hit 200,000 subscribers on YouTube, and I mean, right now we're kind of blowing up a little bit, semi blowing up. The views are picking back up, and it's just gonna continue going up.
Mhm. And what's your plan for YouTube to continue growing it?
Plan for YouTube is continue with the selling snacks at school because that's originally what I guess jump started my like YouTube platform. But I am gonna diversify into business, advice, interviews, literally like me trying different things. Like I want to buy a fruit stand, I want to buy a hot dog stand, I want to buy an ice cream stand, I want to buy literally a bunch of things. Try the hustle myself, give like my honest experience, and just see if it's for people or if it's not. Like recently, I just bought a vending machine, like a big one. I put in the location. Now I need to go clean it, stock it, and literally just the whole shebang. Also, I'm doing like day in the life behind this, day in the life behind X, and that's gonna be pretty G. I'm gonna show like different jobs that people may not like seen before, and like how these entrepreneurs or people that go against like I guess the status quo or didn't go like the traditional route, they went somewhere a different route. I'm gonna show that like how it is behind the scenes, all that other stuff. And I recently just did one with Tony the Taco Man. He owns like 3 taco trucks, and I mean business is going crazy for them. So it was a good interview to see behind the scenes what really goes into it.
Okay, so very interesting. Let's continue along those lines then. So you said you're trying different hustles. Let's go more in depth into your taco hustle. Let's call it that.
Taco
Why
hustle.
did you decide to actually begin that, and how did it progress?
My dad was like, "Oh man, I want to do like a side hustle." And my dad, I'm like, "Okay, yeah, cool, bro." I was trying to get him into like the digital space, like, oh, talk about like, oh, what keeps you going, this and that, like his life stories, everything like that. But he was like, oh yeah, yeah, but he wasn't really too keen on it. He wants like something to do something like physically, like because he is a little old school, so he wants to do something physically. So he's like, "Hey man, I'm probably gonna start tacos." I was like, "I bet, cool. I'll help you. I'll record it too and like, post videos on it it, see if that like gets any extra money and shows people new business ideas. He's like, all right, all right. So he found like a really good deal on like a grill. It was only like $100, but he had to drive far away. I was like, all right, cool. He went to go get it, and then he has a buddy that does tacos. So his buddy, whenever he's too booked up, he passes the job on to us as long as we say we're part of his brand. So we get to keep like the profits, but he still passes it on, and we get our own clients. But it's like a win-win. So like every weekend there's always like at least one or two jobs, and easy, almost $1,000 per weekend.
And then I saw you bought a store, which you're turning into a taco store.
I'm not turning it into a taco store. We're probably gonna turn it into like a podcast studio room.
Ooh.
And right now we're putting up the drywall. They're doing it on the roof, and then we're gonna do the floors, and then we're gonna like revamp the whole inside. I'll create videos on it and show you guys the progress.
Okay, so that's to eventually rent out to other people, or what's the idea there?
That's the goal, and to use it ourselves. I'm in it with a business partner. It's mainly his, but I'm like the one that's I guess marketing it and like helping him like progress with it. And we're gonna turn it into like a podcast room. We're thinking about renting it out, but it's mainly just gonna be like for us and like our headquarters. We have like thoughts in mind to start an agency. That's what I'll say.
Okay, very
You know,
interesting.
yes, sir.
And when you were talking about the vending machine, I was also
Mhm.
wondering, so how's the profit on vending machine? Is it a decent business venture or no?
That's what everybody says, and that's I guess that's what I'm here to prove, or at least figure out if it is or if it isn't. I'm already in probably like $750, and I was willing to pay 5,000 for a brand new one. This one's a little used and older, but I mean we'll see like what happens if I make my money back or if I'm just gonna completely flop and fail. But I'm literally that's why I like YouTube because I get to record like everything I'm doing. Like when I do the UGC stuff, I record it. I do like vlogs or whatever. When I was selling snacks at school, my first business venture, I was recording it, posting on YouTube. Now that I'm 18, gonna be 19, I get to look back on my YouTube and be like, bro, look at Rico hustling when he was 16. Look at Rico hustling when he was 17. Look at Rico hustling when he was 18. Look at Rico hustling when he was 19. Imagine like 5 years down the line, I'm able to look back, see my progress, see myself elevate. I really like that. And I feel like others are gonna see that and be like, oh wow. For the YouTube, I'm not really here for the short run. I'm here for the long run. And I guess that's the thing you have to have in mind when you're starting a YouTube channel. Long run.
Super cool. Okay, and yeah, that's what the point of these interviews as well, so people can
Mhm.
see the progress they
Yeah.
make over time.
Yes,
Because
sir.
sometimes you tend to forget where you actually began and the situation you were in. It's like
Yeah.
over time becomes a vague memory. So unless you have it
Yeah.
recorded, it's
Yeah.
you can't actually look back on it properly.
Yeah. Even like and even like real life experiences, like you will remember, but you're not gonna remember every single detail. But if you record it, you'll be like, oh dang. I'm not saying you get to relive it, but you get to see like, oh, this is what happened at this time. Okay, look at my mood, look at myself from like a few months ago, a few years ago. It's just I really like that aspect of recording and posting stuff on I guess the internet.
Yeah, very fun. Uh, Speaking of recording, well, let's continue down UGC. How's that
Yes,
going?
sir.
How are you scaling that?
It's going pretty great. I'm not even gonna lie. I've hit literally four figures like every single month since August with UGC and with the YouTube, everything else added up. So I mean, I enjoy it. I love talking on camera. I love speaking to the camera. I love just I guess being the face of things. Like people always ask me, bro, how do you do it? And I didn't want to be a behind the scenes guy. I'd rather be the guy actually on the camera, talking to it, and just putting myself out there, I guess. So UGC's been going pretty good. I don't want to get my hopes up too high, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna fall through. I just landed my biggest deal, which is 2,000 USD for 4 videos, and there's like a bunch of other stuff on top of it, but they're repeat clients. So this just goes to show when you deliver, they're probably gonna come back, and they've came back for 2 other videos, and now they're coming back for 4 more videos. So I'm already in it with 7 videos for this particular brand and agency. So deliver, over deliver, and provide value, and make sure it works. Because if
Mhm.
you can't do the proof, they're not going to come back. So now, biggest deal that I've signed so far, like with the least amount of videos, and I mean, I'm excited for it. I'm happy for it, and these videos are fun to film. So I enjoy what I do. There's so many people around me. They're like, bro, I don't know what I'm doing in my life, and I get that feeling too. But I know that what I'm doing right now is way better than what these other people are doing.
Mhm. For people who are like, what? 2000 for 4 videos?
Yeah.
Are you serious? How is that possible?
Yeah.
Do explain to them how exactly are you getting paid 2000 to make 4 videos, and what kind of videos are they?
By delivering. So there's this one video that I guess that blew up. It was like, hey, all my teens in New York. It was for therapy. And I know some people may or may not believe in therapy. I personally don't believe in it, but I do believe that it can help others. So I was like, okay, yeah. They came to me, boom, cool little video, blew up. Literally, I was getting people in my comments be like, bro, I seen you on this ad, bro. I seen you. And then everybody in like the comments like, bro, is this Rico? Is this Rico? And people that didn't even know me, they're like, bro, I seen you somewhere. And I'm like, oh, they're like, oh, it's that New York ad. And I was like, oh yeah, yeah. So that one blew up, and that one got me like a lot of, I guess, recognition, especially in that field. And it delivered. They came back for another video, and I'm hoping they come back soon for even more videos. So literally, just by delivering, you're gonna get people coming back, reoccurring clients. The hardest part is getting the client, but you have to keep them and keep. You can either upsell them or just deliver so they could come back and keep wanting your service. And my service is UGC. I create videos from the viewer's perspective. So this one that I'm gonna do, I'm promoting college, I guess college aid, where students get to ride a train for free. They like it. I'm college age. I'm the demographic that they're targeting, and that since I'm able to do like, I guess, great videos that capture the college people's attentions, that's why it works, and that's why they want me.
Very cool. Okay. And would you say your YouTube channel has helped you land that client or your previous client, or is it completely independent of that?
The YouTube channel comes in handy because I'm able to have that social proof. Like when I was first starting, I didn't really utilize it because it was kind of small. But now I'm like, oh, bro, I have 200K on YouTube. Like, how are you gonna deny me? I'm the best creator out here. I know how to speak on camera. I know what gets people's attention. I know what works. That's something I always say, and I guess that's my selling point, and that's why people keep coming back and coming back.
Mhm. Very well said. Okay. So, vending machine, taco, podcast studio, UGC. What have we missed? Is there more?
I guess the personal life,
How's the
but
personal life?
personal life, I do have, I guess, a significant other, and she's been helping me like create videos, and I like that. I don't really talk about females and stuff like that, but I didn't really chase her. It kind of just happened. And like when stuff kind of just happens, I'm like, okay, it's probably a sign from God, or it's like a test or something that's gonna happen. But I believe that it's gonna help me elevate, because if they're helping me and like giving me energy instead of taking away, then I believe that's something that's beneficial towards my life and that I could use and put towards other things. So
100%.
yep.
Indeed. And what people don't understand, especially around your age, is as you work on yourself and develop yourself as a man in every area of life, it won't be hard to find a woman. It's
Yeah,
just if you actually have no value to give yourself, then you shouldn't expect a woman to women to be interested in you. I know it's like harsh
yeah,
to say, but in most cases that's the reality because they have
definitely,
unlimited options. So why
definitely.
would they choose you if you haven't done anything with your life?
Yeah, that's my favorite thing from Tate is like, why would she choose you? And me, I wasn't chasing, I wasn't actively like looking. To me, I don't want to say this, but it didn't really matter. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna grind, and I'm still in that mindset. So like, it's not really like affecting me or taking anything away from me. It's literally just giving me more fuel, more energy to put towards something.
Mhm.
And like, you shouldn't be actively looking for it. It should literally just happen. Like, if you don't have like the burning desire, then they're not gonna see nothing in you. And I guess that's what they see in me, because that's what others see in me. They're like, bro, like I was doing tacos. I'll go back to the tacos. I was doing tacos. There was this guy, he he works like in investment banking. And I didn't know this at the time. This was afterwards, after I started talking to him. He just kept coming back. He's like, man, Rico, I see something in you. Like, just keep going, man. He didn't know nothing about me. He's like, man, Rico, I see something in you. And I guess it's just that G aura, that energy that people like feel. Like, you could feel it when someone's, I don't know. People always say I'm gonna be successful, and I know that as well because I'm working hard every single day. But he's like, bro, I could feel it. Like, you have it in you. And I was like, I knew what he was talking about, but at the same time, he didn't know me. He was just saying this randomly. So afterwards, I started talking to him. I told him like my YouTube and my success. He's like, man, bro, I knew it. Something was in disguise. He's like, bro, you're doing this taco like just as a cover up. And I was laughing. It was pretty funny. But like, he was impressed. He was genuinely impressed because he's this big top investment banker from like this big top building in my city, and it's the tallest in my city. And he was telling me that before he even knew anything about me. So like if you continue working on yourself, people are gonna sense that energy. They're gonna like, oh damn, who's that guy? Oh, like in a good or bad way. So literally just continue working on yourself, and the people will magnet to you. They will come to you. You don't need to chase anything or anyone.
100%. I had similar experiences as well when I was younger,
Yeah.
from probably 16 onwards in school, from teachers, and then from other mentors who I had. I
Yeah.
didn't understand at the time, but they said it was always them seeing something in me that I didn't see in myself until fairly recently. I only realized, it seems they were right to
Yeah.
believe in me because I've
Yeah.
come pretty far since then. So,
Yeah.
and it's pretty cool to have someone believe in you when you don't
Definitely.
actually at the time believe in yourself either. I know in your case that's
Definitely.
not the case because you can see just where you'll go, but I
Yeah.
guess in my case it was self worth at the time being lower.
Yeah.
But still,
But
like,
there's some people that they don't even see that themselves like
yeah.
for a long time. Like there's some people I'm like, bro, like how'd you end up in this situation? And they're like, man, I just never believed in myself, or I just never could commit, or I could never do something. And even if like for your example, I don't like you said it took you kind of while, you
Mhm.
still found it though. And now you're acting on it. There's people that I guess they're scared to act on it, but just act on it, just try. It doesn't matter. I've heard the saying that I've failed more times than you tried. So that to me is like, bro, like how can I just be scared to do something? And I still get scared to do stuff, but at the end of the day, you just have to do it, and it's raw action that beats talent every single time.
And you don't even have to frame it as a failure. It's just a learning experience every time.
Definitely.
Like what
Yeah.
people would consider a failure is just something to learn from and continue
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
I want to ask a bit more about what kind of life skills have you actually learned from running the taco business?
People skills. People skills is the most important thing you could develop. Speaking, knowing how to speak yourself out. Tate even says this as well. But me, like customer service is important, and just knowing like what people want, knowing like what people are like perceive you as, and I believe that everyone should develop their speaking skills. Like me, I could go into a room. I'm probably gonna be shy or whatever, but I'm gonna push that dot deep down and be like, nah, bro, I'm the most confident dude in here. Nah, I'm the top big G. I'm the top G. I'm Batman. That Batman effect. And I could talk with anyone. I could strike up a conversation literally with anybody. And it was hard at first. Don't get me wrong, it was hard, but I built it up over time. So I believe that developing your speaking skill is probably one of the most important things that any young person can do, even older person. So just develop it.
Because when people think selling tacos, they probably think, minimum wage or just like small pay, and
Yeah,
they don't really give that much thought into it. But to many jobs, there are quote unquote hidden advantages to them as long as you see it that
definitely,
way. So in your
definitely,
case, one of those things was people skills, which, as you say, the world runs on people. So
definitely.
improving your people skills, no matter what kind of job it is, will benefit you in the future as long as you make use of it, which
Yeah,
is what's happened to you. Yeah.
yeah. So I've been doing like a lot of interviews, like for UGC and brands and everything else like that. And one of the best quotes and best advice that I've ever received, it's not what you know, it's who you know. And if you think about that, it's true about the world. Like literally, people could give you opportunities that you wouldn't even like have found yourself, but just because you knew that specific person, it fell on your laps.
Mhm.
And with these tacos, yeah, maybe we're not getting like crazy four figures like every single time, but we're going to these big old houses up in the hills or just anywhere around us with these people that are, I guess, I'm not are rich, and they're
Mhm.
inviting their friends, and I'm able to be in that like that room with them. I'm hearing what they're talking about, and sometimes they're talking with me, giving me value. So I mean, I see it as a win. Like, yeah, the pay maybe not. I could get more off a UGC video, but it doesn't matter to me. And I'm spending that quality time with my father, and I'm getting content. So me, it's just three pluses like reduced than just like if I was to be edited.
Yeah. Uh, and very good point. Actually, surrounding yourself with
Mhm.
rich people or people you
Yeah,
want to be like
yeah. And I
or
even
be around.
yeah,
What were you gonna say?
I even got a membership at the golf course. I've been going like every single day, just hit balls. Membership taxing me a little bit, but it doesn't matter. It's about the connections, and I guess it gives me that another thing to add on my schedule and just continue adding that stress onto my schedule. And I guess it forces me to talk with people, and then if people see me there, young dude, and if I take my computer and start editing, they're probably going to be intrigued and they come ask me. And who knows, maybe that money I'm spending now is going to come back tenfold. So we'll see.
For sure. For sure. Again, wouldn't even say spending, could consider an investment because
Yep.
that's all it is. As long as you'll be around them, eventually opportunities will come. And
Yeah,
all you really need to do is just prove you're a competent, hardworking person
definitely.
and trustworthy. Trustworthy, definitely important. So those three things: competent, hardworking, trustworthy. And then if they give you an opportunity and you prove that, more will come from it. Because it's
Yep.
fairly rare to actually have that combination in
Yep.
the modern world. I know people are actually struggling to find people like that as either partners or when they need a job done,
Yeah.
which is the qualities you have. So as long
Yeah.
as you continue hanging around those people, again, who knows how far that will lead? You're only 18, so in a few years down the line, man, you'll see all of that paying off, everything you're doing now, and you're
Yeah.
really awesome.
And yeah, I guess it's my youngness, and I don't know. I do believe I'm patient. I'm pretty patient because I golf and garden, and those are like two activities that take a lot of patience. But even still, I'm like, oh, I can't. I gotta have it now. But like I had to realize I'm 18 years old. It's probably not gonna come till like I'm 20, 23, 24, 25. So I'm playing the long game, and it does like it's like oh like why can't it just happen now? But I do realize like okay I have to play the long game. Like same thing with the YouTube, same with thing like relationships and everything else.
Mhm. All right. Then, how is golfing going? This is something you had done previously, or you new to it?
Yeah, I don't know what my plaques are, but I've done it previously. I started in high school. I fell in love with it. I thought that was gonna be my way out. I was gonna get a college golf scholarship, and I could have if I wanted to, but that was when my mindset shifted, and that's when I started the YouTube and then digital and everything else. But I've been keeping up with it. I shoot mid 80s. It's pretty good. I don't know if you know anything about golf. Mid 80s, sometimes high 90s, but mostly mid 80s, sometimes even low 80s. So we're trying to break 80. If you know, you know. But golf's going pretty good. My swing's pretty developed.
Very cool. All right.
Yes, sir.
Then, any updates on parents? What parents are thinking about everything you're doing now that you're actually getting to spend time with your dad even more with the taco thing? How's that affecting relationships?
I feel like it's drawn us closer. Not even gonna lie. And I do feel like my parents' mindset shifted at least towards me. They don't tell me, "Oh, you're going to college. You're going to college." They see, bro. They see the stacks. I made $10,000 at the age of 18 off a laptop. Like, what can they say now? Doctors barely make that. Teachers barely make that. Lawyers, I guess they make that. But there's so many people that don't make that, and I've done it at a young age. That's what's crazy to me. And imagine like I've told this in the beginning when I go to that first interview. I don't know if I mentioned it, but when I barely made 3,000, I was like, bro, I made $3,000 at 17 off a laptop. If you just give me the halt all the time, what can I do? So I've hit 10, hit 10 again, I've hit 6, I've hit 7, I've hit 5, and the range is up and down, but I haven't gone under that $3,000 per month. So that's something that's pretty significant because there's people out here that are barely making two and they're working full time in California, and it's the most expensive state. So if I could just continue developing this, whatever I'm working on, then just imagine in 5, 10 years. And there was one instance where my mother was actually defending me. There was these people, they were older. They're like, "Oh, you're not going to college, da da da," and they were like just kept pushing. I'm like, bro, I'm not going to college. I was even getting upset, but I don't let it show. I don't let emotions get to me. My mother just kept trying to change the subject. They kept bringing it back. It's like I don't know why they were so keen on it, but like usually my mother would be like, "Oh yeah, I wish you wouldn't." But no, now she's defending me because she sees the progress, she sees the results, she sees the proof, and that's something that a lot of people, I guess, like, bro, how do I convince my parents? You need to show them the proof.
Hmm. That is the majority of the time how it goes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You They want the best for you, so you
Definitely,
saying something might not affect their view of what they think is the best for you. The only way to actually change it is through your actions, which you've done.
definitely.
But it's definitely the case for a lot of people that they're thinking, "Man, my parents don't support me on this. What can I do about it?" Again, you just need to prove it to them through your actions.
Yeah, and like if your parents see you constantly grinding, constantly working on yourself, getting bigger in the gym, editing every single day, which is what the parents saw from me, then of course why would they say no? But if they see you constantly scrolling TikTok, watching Netflix, you watching YouTube videos, I would tell you no. I wouldn't let you, bro. You're gonna stay home, be a couch potato, be like a Discord bum. Like, why would I let you stay home? If you're not like putting in that work and if they don't see that, make them see it. But don't put up a front. You need to actually be working because they're gonna sense that aura. And if they sense like that little slight leak, they're not gonna believe in you because they want
Very
the
good
best
point.
and they're gonna send you down the traditional route.
Mhm. All right. Then something I've been thinking about.
Yep.
Since you have a quite a substantial following, what kind of questions have you been hearing quite often popping up from people close to your demographic that you can address here as well? Just like advice you could give from, again, common questions you see.
I guess like the main thing is just people at a young age. So many people at a young age are wanting to make money now, and I don't know if that has. I'm pretty sure it has something to do with Tate and just everything else, like the internet as a whole. Younger people are like wanting to work hard and get their own money. Like that's just one of the things, and you just need to find what you're good at, stick to something, continue working at it, and you may not get it in the early teens, but you're gonna get it sooner or later in life. Even if it takes you a little longer, or even if it takes you a little quicker, it doesn't matter. Just continue working at it, and you'll see the results if you're actually putting in the work.
Mhm. Exactly. All right. So for you, what plans do you have for the future? I don't remember what you said last time. So if it's changed, let me know. If it's the same, we can repeat. But yeah, for short term, medium term, long term, what do you have planned?
The future is scary to think about, but I mean, I'm excited to see like what happens. Like, did I imagine myself from the first interview over almost 200,000 subscribers, making $10,000 per month, making four figures every single month sometimes, like from a laptop, doing whatever I want, having fun with what I do, getting to wake up every single day without being like, oh, I got to drag myself. So, I mean, it's been the same thing, just get one day better. And I'm going to continue doing that. We'll see in the sixth interview. And we'll just see what happens. We'll see what happens. I can't really like just be like, oh, I have this number by this, because it's hard. Like things fluctuate, things happen, and sometimes I exceed it. Sometimes I may fall short, but if I fall short, I'm gonna get back up. So,
Completely fair.
sir,
All right.
see what
Then
happens.
maybe I would have asked this before, but I do wonder, what do you think gives you the mindset that you have now?
Learning from people's mistakes or learning from other people's lives. Like me, I never want to gangbang because I see the gangbangers dead, jail, or poor. I never want to do drugs because they're either hooked on drugs in the streets, like junkies, crackheads, or whatever people call them, or partying, or they're just addicted to it and it controls their life. Same with drinking, same with smoking. So I didn't really want to see that. I didn't see any benefit in that. So like, why would I chase that and put my life towards that? Like people will tell me, "Oh, but Rico, you could do so many big things." And if I were to like, I guess, get addicted on something and fall short, then it's letting that down, it's letting myself down, letting God down, and I don't want to do that. So I guess learning from people's mistakes, learning that, looking at their life outcomes, asking myself, do I want that? No. So what am I gonna do about it? That's what gives me the drive. That's what keeps me going. That's like the other stuff. And my biggest fear is ending up a used to be. My biggest fear is not living up to my full potential. And I mean, I just have to live up to it.
Mhm. All right. That I think is a good way to wrap up then. So, final question, the one I always ask.
Yes, sir.
Since this began in the real world, what advice do you have to people who say, for $50, it's a scam? I don't know if I should join it.
I get people always asking me, like, bro, can you pay for my TRW? Or like, is TRW worth it? Like me, join and find out. If it's not, oh well, you lost $50. You could get it back. And I guess a big misconception about the world is people say, "Oh, I can make money off the world." No, you're gonna make money from the teachings within inside the real world. It's not gonna give you money. You're gonna have to learn the material, put in the action, and with that action and that skill you develop, that's what's gonna make you the money. Me, my talk to camera skills, which is what I learned in the content creation campus, it wasn't this good before. I believe like now I'm even better if you go back to the first, second, third, or whatever. I believe I'm talking pretty good right now compared to those. And it's because I developed that skill that I learned early on and it was taught within the world. And now I'm getting paid with it. I just signed $2,000 because of my speaking skills, because of my energy, because of the way I'm able to develop these videos and edit them a certain way. If you're going to join the world, you need to choose a skill, put in work, actually stick to it. Don't be hopping around. Put in that work, and once you learn it, that's when you're going to be able to get the rewards. So I guess people say, "Oh, the rewards a scam." If it is a scam, you're scamming yourself out of. If it is a scam, you're scamming yourself out of potentially thousands of dollars. And I mean, if you don't think it's worth it, then just stay out. Do whatever you want to do. Continue living your mediocre life, and be scared to take those risks. Because people that win, they're the ones that take the risks.
Exactly. All right. So now, if people want to find out more about you or contact you, where can they do so?
Rico, Rixo on everything. RICO, RIXO. Literally anything. You'll find me.
So as usual, we'll add those to the description of the video. And yeah, Rico, 30 minutes just flew by.
I
Don't know where
did.
the time went.
Yeah. Flew by.
Indeed. So amazing to hear how well you're doing. Almost hit
Appreciate it, dude.
60K now. How much did you say exactly it's been? 50 something?
Yeah, it's like 55 around there.
So yeah, very close to
Since
60.
yeah.
And we are in September, end of September. So probably start of next year will be
New
next
Year?
one. January
Damn.
2025. Will be
Yes, sir.
interesting to see again just how far you've come, just how
Yes,
far you'll
sir.
go in that time. Because again, 4 months to you is
It's a lot.
probably like 5 years to the average person in terms of what
Yeah.
they get done. So as
Yeah.
long as you continue on this trajectory, again, we'll
Yes,
have
sir.
some very interesting progress to
Yes, sir.
discuss.
Yes, sir.
And until then, all the best to you.
You as well, G. Appreciate it.